This one comes into the Netflix competition, by the way. This was the right norm to win $1 zillion in the Netflix competition. So what did Netflix put? It did a math competition. It had movie preferences from many, many Netflix subscribers. They gave their ranking to a bunch of movies. But of course, they hadn't seen, none of them had seen all the movies. So the matrix of rankings, where you had the ranker and the matrix, was a very big matrix, but it's got missing entries. If the ranker didn't see the movie, he or she isn't ranking it. So what's the idea about Netflix? So they offered like $1 million prize. And a lot of math and computer science people fought for that prize. And over the years, they got like higher, 92, 93, 94% right. So, but it turned out that this was, well, you had to, in the end, you had to use a little psychology of how people voted. So it was partly about human psychology, but it was also a very large matrix problem with an incomplete matrix. An incomplete matrix. And so it had to be completed. You had to figure out what would the ranker have said about the post if he hadn't seen it, but had ranked, several other movies, like All the President's Men or whatever, given a ranking to those. You have to, and that's a recommender system, of course. That's how you get recommendations from Amazon. They've got a big matrix calculation here, and if you've bought a couple of math books, they're going to tell you about more math books, more than you want to know. Right? Yeah. Okay. So anyway, it just turned out that this norm was the right one to minimize. I can't give you all the details of the Netflix competition, but this turned out to be the right norm to do a minimum problem, a best, not least squares. These squares would look at some other norm, but a best nuclear norm completion of the matrix, and and now it's so now it's being put to much more serious uses for MRI, magnetic resonance stuff. You know, when you go in and get it's a noisy system.